بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In this episode of For All Humans, we look at why people choose to embrace the religion of Islam. The Economist says Britain sees about 5,200 conversions a year, and in America, nearly a quarter of Muslims are converts. Have you ever wondered why? Let me share with you the 5 top reasons why new Muslims embrace Islam. The first reason cited by many converts is their exposure to some aspect of Islamic culture, from architecture to calligraphy to prayer. The solace and tranquility brought by the adhan, the Islamic call to prayer recited from the mosque to announce each of the 5 daily ritual prayers, has attracted many non-Muslims to Islam. In 2018, the Independent newspaper told the story of a Scottish man who had not actually properly met a Muslim person and who had happened to hear the call to prayer when he was on holiday in Turkey. He said, "It woke something up inside me and it inspired me to begin a spiritual quest." After buying the Quran from a local shop and reading it, he said, "The Quran really shook me. It's quite a scary book to read because it tells you so much about yourself." The Hollywood actor Liam Neeson, after shooting a film in Turkey, describes the call to prayer as the most magnificent wake-up call that gets into your soul. The second reason people convert to Islam, a desire to establish a spiritual connection and as part of a search for meaning and inner peace. For converts, Islam fills a void in their societies. In fact, the Pew Research Centre found that the top reason for converting was finding more meaning in Islam. An article about the issue in the Huffington Post says converts to Islam are spiritual seekers who are looking for meaning in their lives and better ways to connect with God. Imam Jamal Rahman, in his book Spiritual Gems of Islam, says over the centuries, Islamic sages have gleaned timeless spiritual insights and practices from sacred texts, meditation and knowledge of the heart. New Muslims are motivated to embark on a journey to tap the fountain of Islamic spirituality. Number 3, the rituals of Islam are also another reason people are attracted to the faith. Converts realise that Islamic practices like fasting are a way of achieving self-control rather than a restriction of personal freedom. Yentel, a Belgian Muslim who converted to Islam in 2018, says, "During Ramadan, I feel much closer to God. I feel like I can start anew and that all my sins have been forgiven." Christiane Bakker, the former MTV and NBC presenter who converted to Islam, describes Ramadan as a test of willpower, which is not only a period of renunciation and self-discipline, but also as a process of physical and spiritual cleansing. She says the Islamic fasting month gives her a sense of closer proximity to God. Furthermore, she says, once the 30 days are completed, a certain euphoria sets in. "I feel cleansed, fulfilled and closer to God. It is a wonderful feeling. I wish this high would last forever." At university, Sarah Ager, who was known for her Christian faith and recently converted to Islam, explains, perhaps unsurprisingly, it is during Ramadan, when most Muslims refrain from food and drink during daylight hours, that she appreciates the practical aspects of her faith. Her dress, prayer, routine and the discipline of fasting. She also continues to reflect on Islamic prayer, saying, "The fact that I pray 5 times a day now means I have to stop what I'm doing. Even if I'm grumpy, we pray in a very physical way. You can't just pray in your head. You have to engage physically, having to bow and lean." Number 4 in the For All Humans reasons why people convert to Islam, many attribute their conversion to their search for logical and intellectual answers to theological and life questions. For example, Natalia Darwich, a religious person who is active in her church community in central Switzerland, says she found logical answers to her questions when she came across the Quran. Teresa Corbin, an American writer, describes in her online article for CNN, "I'm a Feminist and Converted to Islam," her experiences. She says, "My journey to Islam began when I was about 15 years old, and I had questions about my faith. The answers from teachers and clergymen didn't satisfy me. As I studied the Islamic faith, I was surprised. Many of the tenets resonated with me. I was pleased to find that Islam teaches its adherents to honour all prophets, from Moses to Jesus to Muhammad, all of whom taught mankind to worship one God and to conduct ourselves with higher purpose. Corbyn further emphasises that she was drawn to Islam's appeal to intellect and astounded that science and rationality were embraced by Muslim thinkers, like Al-Khwarizmi, who invented algebra, Ibn Fairness, who developed the mechanics of flight before Da Vinci, and Al-Zawrawi, who is the father of modern surgery. So we've discussed the attraction to an intriguing aspect of the Islamic culture as a cause for conversion to Islam, the search for meaning and a more spiritual path, the fascination with Islamic rituals, and finding logical relevance. The fifth and final reason in our discussion here at For All Humans is the search for community. Many converts speak of the feeling of community that they experience in their journey to Islam. Muslims across cultures are known to be very generous in welcoming people into their society. A representative in the Islamic Centre in the UAE, who oversees many residents becoming Muslims, says, "I think it's because they see the sense of community and they see Muslims fasting and praying," referring to Muslims gathering together to break their fast and to pray during the month of Ramadan. An article in The Economist describes how people can become fed up with lewdness, obscenity and indecency in their societies. They seek a sense of common purpose where Muslims from a variety of backgrounds can come together to form a diverse community which strongly emphasises the notions of decency, morality and modesty.